Okay, Alt S is, oh, that's a new hotkey for me. So Alt S has you zooming outward, and because that's new for me and I don't know how to control that, I I probably only do that for filming. So that's where that will come in for me anyway. Is when it comes to filming machinima, control Alt, no, Alt S. So that's a smooth panning backwards transition. That's amazing. I just learned that while I'm filming this. That's great. I learned something new. Okay, so now for camera, and we've already went over the control alt as far as panning and different things like that. But in okay, so here to rotate in Black Dragon, and that's another feature I love. Black Dragon is Shift E. So Shift E and up. And it's your mouse. You move your mouse to rotate. So while you're holding Shift E, you use your mouse. And for this one is Shift Q. So Shift Q and use your mouse. Wait, don't you use your mouse? Oh, so you don't need to use your mouse. It just rotates. Okay. I thought it wasn't moving until I did my mouse. But so Shift Q is left. Is that left? My left? Yes, left. And Shift E is right rotation. And this is only, these are only hotkeys on Black Dragon as far as I know. I've never seen this type of rotation feature in the other viewers. So if anyone else has, then please feel free to share. I barely use Firestorm in Second Life Default, so I really can't comment too much. Even though I've been using Firestorm for years, I don't use it the way that I use this one. So basically, daily when I come into the game, I'm using Black Dragon. I come into Firestorm when I want to build something or a script or something involving building because Firestorm is just more compatible for that for me. Black Dragon hasn't gotten there yet. I don't like this build interface. Let me see. Oh, I'm not on my screen. Okay. I thought that was wrong. Shift B. It's Shift B, guys. Don't. So I'm not very keen on this window here. In Black Dragon or in Firestorm, it's very different. How to explain? Okay, for instance, this content area, they only have permissions in new script. They don't have where you can reset scripts. And resetting scripts in an object is what kind of makes sure that it's not glitchy after you fix scripts or edit scripts to it. And that's very important is if you're creating a scripted object or if you're editing a scripted object, because if you're not able to reset that script, then the object kind of becomes useless. So that's a feature that's in Firestorm, and it makes building easier, and I'm just very used to it. So yeah, when I saw this, I tried to edit an object. I'm like, huh? And I, I almost freaked out because it stopped working. I couldn't reset the scripts. And yeah, so I don't advise building in Black Dragon. That's just my opinion. As someone that does scripting and building, Firestorm is just very much better for that. So anyway, so yeah, so that's when it comes to orbiting. Orbiting is basically that panning, which we already went over the hotkeys for that. And the same with the, so zoom back again. Zoom back. Oh, so when you're zooming back, it only works on an avatar. So, okay. So you have to be focused on an avatar to be able to use the Alt S hotkey. It doesn't work for objects or inanimate objects. So I don't know about that because I need that when I'm filming scenes. But anyway, so it works the same way as this, except for going forward. I haven't figured that out yet. But again, it only works when you're focused on an avatar. You want to zoom back from the avatar. So up, down. I don't really use these anymore like I used to because I'm always panning and using my mouse to move around. I really just feel like this is a better way for me. And there are no hotkeys for the cameras except for mouse look. There's a hotkey for mouse look. I believe it's just. Oh, I opened my door. So for mouse look, all you have to do is press M and use your touchpad or your mouse to pan around in mouse look. And then I use my arrow keys to move me around. So these are just some of the hotkeys that I know and use. I'm sure there are a lot of others, I'm sure. Oh, for uploads, Control U, that's correct. But that's only for image upload. For sound and animations and models in bulk, you have to come here to this menu. And it looks like you can't upload models in Black Dragon. So that's another reason to use Firestorm to build. But anyway, uh, so oh, H is focus on selection, and Shift H is zoom to select. So we will demonstrate that. So H. Okay, well, H isn't working for me, but I use my the roller on my mouse to do that type stuff, like that. And then you go to the head, and you zoom into the head too far, and you're in mouse look. Hold Shift F or Shift H. It's supposed to be focus. So, but those hotkeys are not working. Okay. So another hotkey that I like to use is Control H, and that brings up this chat window. Control H. Control Shift H is home. It will send you home. So I'm already at home. So There's no reason to. If you don't want to press this home button here, you can press shift. Shift. Primary. I'm always forgetting this stuff. Yeah, see. Control Shift H for home. So I'm already home, so that's why I said that. So V is, it enables third person steering mode, and I thought I liked this, but I don't like it because third person steering takes away the arrow. See, my arrow is gone, but see, I can do this. I can move around in third person steering. Well, see, yeah, third person steering is not my friend, especially in Black Dragon. I will use it from time to time for a very short scene, but yes, I noticed it messes with me when it comes to navigating. Like, I already have enough trouble navigating. I don't need that to be. See? So I'm pressing my Control Alt and moving my mouse. So, but I'm still moving forward as if my camera is on forward. Now I'm turning around. Okay. And see, I had to put up my fence because of that dilemma that I was suffering with from my neighbor returning my tree because my branches were over the land. So I guess this is more like real life than we expected, huh? But anyway, so press V again and third person steering is disabled. Control Shift D is a double click to teleport. So we'll experiment with this because I never did that before. Control Shift D. I don't know where that would teleport you to. Control Shift D. Yeah, that's weird. When I want to TP, I double click on the area where I want to TP to. Control R is to run, and I love using that when I want to run. It's just so much easier to press Control R. To stop running, you press Control R. So I will demonstrate how Control R operates. So Control R, and then I'm running everywhere I go. I'm running into my grotto. So Control R stops you from running, and then you're just walking again. Duh. Okay. So if you're confused about any tools or that have a hotkey, you can come to the menus and see what has hotkeys and what doesn't. And Control T are IM conversations, and I never used that one before. So Control T. Control T is the same as Control H, isn't it? So you can do Control T or Control H. You can use both of those. So when it comes to building, I learned a long time ago that I can press. So Alt Shift Y just turn my day cycle to noon in the afternoon, sometime in the afternoon. There it is. I'll Control T. So I'll Control T will show the red outline and the blue outline. Now I never noticed blue before. But the red and the blue are objects. So if you lose an object or the object is invisible and you can't find it, pressing Alt Shift T, Alt Control T will bring that up so that you can find the object faster. So Control Shift T. And this is just this is a handy tool that I discovered when I was building and remodeling and decorating. So come on, camera. So if you lose an object or you think you've lost an object and it's invisible, you can press that to find it. And I don't know what this is called. There are builder workshops that can teach you that from Builder's Bureau. And there are a lot of videos on YouTube. So that's Alt Shift T. I always forget that. Yeah, so I'm going to go to World and see what that hotkey is, because here is where the hotkeys for day shift should be. So there we go. Control Shift Y is midday. Control Shift N is noon. But there used to be Control Shift X. Maybe that's only on Firestorm and Second Life Default Viewer. I would have to go into those viewers to find out, but from my own experience, that's what it used to be to set your region to midnight. And for sunrise, it's Control Shift U. So maybe those are only in those viewers and not in this viewer. And there are no hotkeys for environments. For show and beacon lines. So, or for beacons, there's Control Alt Shift N, and I'll show what those are. Control Alt Shift N. So, and I'm going to be honest and say I have no idea what beacon lines are. Beacon. So, and I'm not going to go over scripting, because scripting covers a lot, and that's why I really advise going to a builder's workshop if you want to learn about scripting, which are these items, these things here. This is a script, and it's built into this object to help you go in between these animations. So if you want to learn about LSL, I really recommend that. So press Control Alt Shift N again to get rid of the beacons. Property lines, Control Alt Shift P, and you will see you should be able to see, there we go. So you can see the division between the properties. So this is my property and this is their property. You see how, so these property lines are the divisions of each property. It's broken up. I have squirt in those small squares for some reason. It's weird. Yeah, don't ask me who divided these lands like this, because yeah. not me. Okay, so Control Alt Shift P to get rid of those property lines. And I noticed, I believe Control G are God powers, and God powers have to do with controlling land that are a region. So let me see, is that here? Okay, Alt R brings up the land bar. Is it going to come up? Okay, Alt R in the viewer is what I want. So when I press Alt R on my computer, it brings up my NVIDIA game stuff, and it's not doing the hotkey inside of the viewer for some reason. Yeah, so that's not going to bring that up. So we'll bring that up here. But if you have different hotkeys on your computer, and I need to change that hotkey for that. So it'll bring up the region, the state. So this is all your land information. And this is if you own the region. Okay, if you own the region. And this is owned by mainland, or owned by, no, it says nobody, but it's Linden Lab land that I live on. So, but if you have a region, it's pretty much will come up here and stuff. Land available for purchase. Okay. So rendering types, these are the hotkeys for that. But I'm not going to list them all. I just show them here for you guys to see that. So when you want to render something or de-render something, show avatars. When you do not the avatars, it will take away your avatar too. So be mindful of that when you decide to de-render avatars. That's good for filming. And then we have highlighting and visibility. So you can hide particles, unhide particles with this control. Alt Shift equal. The HUD, this HUD hotkeys are my favorite. So it's Alt Shift H. Wait, is it Alt? It's Alt Shift H hides your HUDs and unhides your HUDs. So Alt Shift H. So in the Firestorm viewer, yes, this is where those hotkeys for the day cycles are, and that I like the most compared to Black Dragon. So you want to press Shift or Control Shift U. There we go. Control Shift U is sunset, I believe. Or is it? Control Shift Y is midday. Control Shift N is sunrise or sunset. I'll get it. I'll show. And Control Shift X is night, midnight. So these are the hotkeys in Firestorm that I really like, and I thought that it was a universal thing, but Apparently, it's not because in Black Dragon, they only have 2 day cycle hotkeys. So I'm going to go to World and show where exactly those hotkeys are. So here they are. So Control Shift U is sunrise. Control Shift Y is midday. Control Shift N is sunset. And Control Shift X is midnight. Now, the hotkeys in this viewer are completely, I want to say completely, but are mostly different from those within Black Dragon. So I'm going to show those here. And Firestorm has a lot of different features that Black Dragon doesn't have, especially when it comes to avatars and rendering. So these are hotkeys for, so Control Shift A for nearby, and that brings up the people. Okay. And I believe that's different from the Black Dragon. I will have to go back and look, but yeah, so these are those hotkeys. For photo and video, it's Alt P for photo tools. For the camera tools, it's Control Shift C. And for depth of field focus, lock Alt plus Shift plus X. And these are by default for a PC, not for a Mac. I don't know what the Mac controls are or hotkeys are. And someone with a Mac would have to tell you that stuff. So, yeah. So, these are the hotkeys that I've learned to use over time. And in the Firestorm viewer, you get the Control Alt Shift S, which is to show debug settings. And Control Alt Q is for the developer menu, which is here. And this is a menu that I like to have along with the advanced menu because I have access to these options. So in the developer tab, these are the hotkeys for different things like that. When you want to be technical and see, you know, the fast timers, the alerts, FPS. Can you see FPS? Texture console. Let's see the fast time. So when you want to see all of this information here. So that's the difference. Region debug. And when it comes to land and camera smoothing and different things like that, for me, I like to do the default, the debug and stuff. Now, Control Alt G is, they're called guide controls or guide permissions. See, region request for special powers failed. This request has been allowed. So every time you press this, it's logged whether you get access or not. And I'm pretty sure these are for if you own a full region guide controls. And oh, see, I didn't even press it again. When I owned my own region, I still didn't have guide, control, access. So if someone from Linden could explain the, the admin status thing, that would be great. It's probably for all the people that work with Linden, that work for Linden, that have those kind of controls, whatever they may be. So, so yeah, those are those hotkeys that I'm going to show for the Firestorm viewer. Thank you.